Hey everyone, this is Travis Lyinks from Token Nerd Podcast, and I'm here today to tell you something about sponsorship. That's right, Token Nerd now has a sponsor. The fine folks at TenaciousToys.com, your source for designer toys, pop vinyl, original art, and more, are now our sponsor. And guess what? As a part of that, you can get 10% off your next order at TenaciousToys.com by entering the code TOKEN10 at checkout. That's right, 10% off. And not only are they giving you this code, they're also going to be sponsoring many of our Token Nerd giveaways in the next coming months. So make sure to follow us at token_nerd on Instagram to catch our latest giveaways.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Token Nerd Podcast, where we ramble on about geeky things ranging from Batman to pop figures to Star Wars. I'm Anthony Pettiford.
And I'm Travis Lyinks.
We're here, episode 22.
Deuces.
I think it's like Ventidos.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, ninth grade was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But I want to jump into our topics real quick and just have a real serious note. We always start off with movie news. Today, I kind of wanted to start with real hero news, which is over the weekend, there was a shooting at a LGBT club in Orlando, as most people would know. And 49 people were killed, 53 were injured. I don't really want to go into detail about the shooter because that's who I want everyone to forget about. I'm ready for him to just fade away and take politics and viewpoints of religion and just all that out of it, and just realize that people's lives were lost. But also to recognize the police that came in, the medics that were on the scene, and even the people who, 2 hours or 4 or 5 hours later went and started a blood drive for the the victims.
People really came together to help out and try to make this as not a bad a situation as it really was. So anytime people come together to try to help out is great. So
yeah, and a lot of companies, JetBlue, for any immediate family members, had free flights to Orlando. So companies were doing something, and so when I said real hero news, I didn't pull the names of the police officers or the medics, and I wish I could, but I just wanted to point out Disney. In particular, because Disney has just said they're donating, the Disney company in particular is donating $1 million to the One Orlando Fund, and it's a fundraiser to help the victims of this horrible mass shooting. They've also gone on to say that they will match every dollar of donations made by the employees of Disney. So, now we're going to be entering $1 million+ that are going to this fund from Disney, and I just think that's an incredible thing that needs to be pointed out. And we joke around because we have this podcast, which is in a sense silly because we talk about non-real things.
Yep.
We argue about Captain America being Hydra. We argue about a stupid Power Rangers movie, and real things are happening. But I want to at least be one spark in the dark that says, hey, there are good things going on right now. Not everything is as miserable as the media is making it seem. So I just wanted to point out that Disney is doing something incredible, and a lot of companies are, and you can Google a lot of them. But for instance, you can go on to One Orlando's website, and there you can see where you can donate blood, how you can get your blood to Orlando, where you can donate money. There's a cornucopia of things that can be done, and we'll attach a link into this description showing you where you can go if you feel like you need to, just to help out for the horrific things that have happened this weekend in our country.
Yep.
But with that being said, and being all serious and everything, let's move on to that non-realistic stuff I was talking about.
But same company.
Yeah, same company. Disney has released the first. So. Okay, it's the teaser trailer for Moana. Now, Moana was a upcoming Disney movie, just like Frozen, Big Hero 6, and Wreck-It Ralph was the other one.
Yep.
And Rapunzel. But they actually released an image of the two main characters, which is Mona and Maui. They're, Pacific how do you say Pacificers? No,
Pacific Islanders.
Pacific Islanders. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've had an image of them. We didn't really have a plot. We had no voicing, and then it recently got announced that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would be voicing Maui, who is the giant character who has a giant hook club thing.
I feel like he's typecast as the giant character.
Yeah, but this is the first Samoan type character that he's played. Anyway, so this movie hits the ground running. It starts with a really cool little silhouette-looking animation where it describes, I'm Maui, I'm a demigod, I can do all this stuff, and then it zooms out into one of his tribal tattoos.
Oh,
and that's kind of how they start the trailer.
That's cool.
They really don't give you much, except for that he's a demigod, and he's talking to this girl Moana, and she has a pig with her, and it's set up like a Disney movie, but it feels more like Mulan because this isn't a Disney princess per se. It's
it's like a Disney. Isn't Mulan a princess? I thought she was.
No, Mulan's not a princess.
Okay. I thought
She's
she was still in the club.
technically a Disney princess.
I thought she was in the club.
No,
like if you bought the
she's a
T-shirt, she was on there.
She's a warrior.
Yeah, but I mean, like if you bought a T-shirt, she's considered.
Oh yeah, she'll be on the Disney princess thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I wanted to be clear.
Yeah.
There's a difference between Cinderella and Mulan.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. But no, the first teaser came out. I'm going to butcher her name because, as you know, on the show, we are terrible at naming people. But the voice of Mona is Alawi.
Good luck on that one.
Carvajalo. I'm so sorry. I know she's not going to listen to this podcast, but
in case she does, we're sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll be playing the main character Mona, and then, like I said before, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be Maui, who is this demigod of the islands. And then here's the amazing part. So the music for the movie will be done by Lin-Manuel, Miranda?
Another name butcher. But yes.
I'm just talking too fast.
But yes, it is Miranda.
But he did Hamilton. So that big fad that,
Yeah, the hip hop history class, basically.
Yeah. Abby has been playing this not stupid, but this soundtrack nonstop. And it's not like I don't like this guy's music, but I hear it every single time we get in the car. But in general, I mean, he can spit some game.
Yeah, I hear it's pretty awesome. I mean, I know it's like really hard to get into the show.
Sold out almost every single showing.
Yeah, and you have to like enter a lottery and to get it, from what I've heard. So pretty popular show. So hopefully the music from this is just as transcending, I guess would be the word.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll maybe it'll be a soundtrack worth picking up.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, keep an eye out for that because Mona will be hitting theaters in November
23rd. Right there around Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So let's move on to another branch of Disney, which is Marvel. Okay. So fanboys rejoice because back in 2010, when we first had our first taste of Miles Morales, community star Donald Glover came out and said, "Hey, I would love to be Miles Morales." And then the campaign was started. It was Donald for Spider-Man, and it didn't go anywhere. No one didn't. This is right before we had the Andrew Garfield reboot come up.
Yep.
And here we are, 2016,
and we're here,
and it's happening.
Yep.
He's not Spider-Man. Well, we don't know if he's Spider-Man or not, but I'm going to go on the edge and say that he's not going to be Miles Morales. But Donald Glover will be in the upcoming Spider-Man Homecoming movie.
But everybody's hoping.
I mean, of course. Miles is a solid character. He's new. It's something interesting. Whereas we had Tom Holland, who did great as Spider-Man in what we saw. But, something different might be a little nice.
But this was Marvel's chance to cast a half Hispanic person.
I know.
Is that argument going to be everywhere if they did cast him as Miles Morales?
See, people would see that is a technical argument that you could make because he's not, but he looks just like him.
Yeah.
So
I think it's just every time something comes up like this, everybody has to complain about something.
Yeah, so everyone's got their 2 cents.
Yeah. So we'll see if you hear it later. It started here first on Token Nerd.
Fanboys are especially annoying, correct?
Yep.
But no, so here's the thing. Tom Holland I think he just turned 20 in real life, but plays a 15-year-old Peter Parker, whereas Glover is actually 32 years old. Not that he doesn't look like he's young, or not that he couldn't play a young character or a friend, or Harry Osborn for that instance, but I think it'd be kind of cool if he went as a teacher or... And this is going to lead to our question, is what character, hero or villain, do you think he should play in the upcoming movie?
And he can't be Miles.
And we'll take Miles right off the table.
Yes.
Shh, that's my
I mean, we'd love to see Mysterio,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think that's in the cards for this one. It might be, but if it can't be Miles, I'm gonna go with his friends. I think.
One of his friends.
Yeah, one of his friends.
Okay, I see. I
But not
the colored friend, the token.
But I really could see him being a teacher though,
Yeah.
because like they're gonna need a teacher because this is obviously like high school age-ish Peter Parker. So
Yeah.
this
Well,
could be, or he might just be somebody working in a lab with
Yeah.
a spider.
well, I personally believe that he is going to be Mysterio. Just
Okay.
because. Have you seen The Martian?
Yes.
All right. Well, he plays a geeky
Yep.
science guy in that movie, and I could see him carrying that as a special effects artist. Something happens. He hates Peter Parker. Or Spider-Man. Spider-Man gets in his way with something,
Yep.
and he becomes Mysterio, and he uses special effects
Yeah.
to combat and rob people.
The only reason I don't think it's Mysterio is just because none of the rumors have pointed towards that. I mean, everybody's saying the Crow, right? Not Crow.
The Falcon,
Vulture.
Vulture.
I knew it was a bird of some sort. Everybody's saying the Vulture. So I feel like they couldn't keep that under a hat.
I know, and I agree with you, but let's look at it this way. He's introduced now.
True.
And then in
later
Spider-Man,
on, yeah.
would it be
Spider-Man next
9
time Marvel
or
does
Spider-Man
it.
2, whatever that version would be. The next Spider-Man of this continuity could be Mysterio.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man
So, yeah.
Strange Times.
I guess from that perspective, maybe.
I see them because they're in the Marvel world, or Marvel's taking over now, and they do a really good job at putting the building blocks down.
And they've kind of killed off every other villain in the previous movies.
I really hope they step away from that.
Every one that they've kind of, like Spider-Man's big villains have all been used. So not
Technically, the
necessarily.
Lizard's still alive. Well,
I mean, not killed, but like they've been used, and they don't like to reuse villains in these movies until like it's been a good while,
Yeah.
So they're gonna have to tap into Mysterio at some point.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's all we really had for that little topic. If you want to move on briefly, so Wonder Woman 75 has hit.
Yep.
Do you know what that means?
She's 75.
Yeah. That means she's a JILF.
Yeah, she is.
But no,
she also got a new logo.
Yeah, and it comes with the 75th anniversary because if you remember back in 2014 is when we celebrated Captain America.
Captain America? No. When was Batman's? He had one in there.
It was last year. I thought 2014 was Superman's 75th, 2015, and then 2016 is Wonder Woman's.
Batman would have been 15.
Yeah,
because he's 39. Yeah. So yep.
So, like both of them, she got a new title cover, or not cover, but a new title logo, and it has the 75th anniversary and the silhouette of Wonder Woman, but it also includes her tiara and lasso of truth.
Yeah.
So very similar to how Batman had his and Superman had his.
Very cool stuff. Crazy that these characters have been around that long. You know.
So I mean, this isn't big news, but it's exciting. Like we're hitting that point where. Sadly, I feel like this might get to a point where it's not as exciting. When Superman turned it, because Superman was the birth of comic books in this format, it was very exciting. 75 years. Batman is the most popular superhero in comics.
Yep.
And, and Wonder Woman, the most popular female character, but it's like everything's going to be on the heel. So next year will be Flash, then it's going to be Alan Scott, Green Lantern. And
then people are like, 75 years, who cares?
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
There's like 7 other superheroes that have 75 years. Like
the Bullet.
The Bullet.
But I just wanted to point that out just because I thought that was kind of interesting. And we're in this prime age. We're 75 years past the birth of,
Very few things like that were started 75 years ago are still hanging out. I mean, there are a lot of companies and stuff like that have been around, but like 75 years to survive as a character in a industry that has had upswings and downswings and still be around, that's pretty crazy.
It is. And just imagine that what we're doing right now, talking about comics and these characters that have been around, you couldn't have done that. Well, I couldn't have. I wouldn't have been allowed in the building with you. But
that's a different story.
Yeah, but
for a different podcast.
They weren't able to. And then think about Kevin Smith had done one where it was like if they did a podcast back in 1991 or 1989 when the first Tim Burton Batman came out, he's like, we couldn't do anything. Like we'd have a topic and it would just be Batman and we couldn't talk about anything else for 2 or 3 years.
Yep.
And here, we're talking about a movie that's not coming out for another 4 years.
Yep.
It's
crazy.
It's cray. But so let's mosey on along to and this is a bit of news that I saw, and a lot of different outlets are posting about it, saying Stephen Amell wants to be the Riddler.
Well, so did not Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, but
Yeah.
it didn't happen.
But I want to point something out about this one because this one kind of got on my nerves. So Stephen Amell was doing press for TMNT 2.
Yep.
Have you seen that yet?
I have not. I thought about going to a matinee, but I didn't make it.
I thought about going to it.
I want to, though.
I want to. I just don't have the time to, or
Yeah.
a car.
Or a car.
But no. So during the interview, like he even mentions that he always gets asked the same question. In the movies, what superhero do you want to play? And he normally says Green Arrow, or he'll say something else, but they're all taken. So he said, why not a villain? And he, off the top of his head, said Riddler, because I like the Riddler.
Yep.
And now people are reporting, like, he wants to play the Riddler really bad. And it's like, no, he was against the wall, and he said, okay, I guess the Riddler. This isn't a passion piece of his. He just,
He picked one.
Yeah.
It was also green. Maybe he just likes the color green.
He does. But I actually really wanted to see the Riddler in the Arrow show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Like yes,
it
he's
can't
a
be him,
Batman
though.
hero, or Batman villain, but I would love to see some of those characters just show up or have a origin with Arrow.
Yep.
And that'd be kind of fun.
That would leave him out as playing him, though.
Oh yeah.
Unless they kill him as Arrow and then bring him back
They're
as
not
the
going to do
Riddler.
that. He's the Batman of that universe. They aren't going to touch him. So that's why there's no real news behind that one. That was just kind of a fun little point I wanted to make, that he didn't go out there to say anything. He was just answering a question.
He just got pinned to the wall and had to answer, and he picked the Riddler.
Yeah, because
Because he was like, everybody has played that except Jim Carrey, right? That's and the TV show, and then Jim Carrey. That's the only film versions, right?
Film versions. We have a really good one. I don't know what his name is, but on Gotham, he is actually really, really good.
Yep,
He's one of the few things I liked about that show.
I forget about that show.
So do I. It's getting a 3rd season.
Wow.
I'll be honest, there's a lot of Gotham news tonight, and we're not talking about a single thing of it.
Yep, because
I refuse to.
Yep.
It's garbage.
And I mean, I feel like we want to watch the show, we just can't. We just can't sit through it. It's not our favorite show. I tried to watch 2 or 3 episodes,
and it's dumb.
And it didn't work.
Yeah.
It just didn't work for me. I think the concept, the idea is good. Let's see it from the villain side. Actually, 2 or 3 years ago, you were talking about writing a comic or a show or something like that. And what was my response? I said, Batman villain perspective had not been done. And then they did it with Gotham, and I was like, oh, no, sweet.
But Gotham was really supposed to be from the viewpoint of Commissioner Gordon, and then they turned him into this, he's not so much Commissioner Gordon as that, I know they're like, oh, he'll grow into it, but he talks like this all the time. Like, he sounds like the Nolan Batman, It's
Batman.
We're done. We just wasted more time than I ever wanted the Token Nerd to ever give Gotham.
Yeah, but I think it was good conversation. Because it pointed out that it was my idea. Again.
Do you want credit for this?
I'm just saying.
You don't want credit for this.
I say things and they happen. That's all I'm trying to point out.
Anthony wins the lottery.
Anthony wins the lottery and gives half of it to me.
Well, we already know that's not going to happen. But anyway, so we're going to move on from that to back over to Marvel real quick. Matt Mikkelsen, he is playing the villain in Doctor Strange. That's coming out in November. They still have not revealed what character he's playing.
Bad guy.
We've heard more, not Baron Modo, Dormammu.
Okay. I've heard that one.
We heard there was Blackheart.
Okay, heard
which
that
I
one
think
too.
Blackheart's going to be who he is, but I've heard a lot of different villains from the Doctor Strange.
They're really keeping that one under a hat.
Yeah,
they're doing a good job on that one.
But he has come out to just talk about his character motivation. Just saying that he is the embodiment of this movie. He doesn't necessarily believe what he's doing is wrong, or he's not doing it to be evil, but he's doing it because he thinks he's making the world better. Though he's not a good guy. His exact words are, he's not a villain in that way. He's a man who believes in something else than being a hero. And he just goes on to say that the way he views things and his motives are not cut and dry. So here we have a Loki-ish character from what it sounds like.
Yeah, and I mean, they've kind of done that with a few of the Marvel villains. They take a character that's not as mainstream, and they make a villain, a bigger villain.
Yeah, they have. But this just sounds interesting to me because this is almost what Loki wanted.
Yep.
In a sense, like
Yep.
I want to make it better, but to make it better, I have to be in charge.
I feel like a lot of this movie
And
is
it's
just
great.
going to be like showing off like how the world goes sideways and stuff.
Inception-ish.
Yeah, like the
I
world's
think
going
it's gonna be a lot of
sideways.
Inception.
Whoa!
montages.
I'm out of my body. Whoa! I'm walking up a
What's the
staircase.
bald lady?
Whoa! I have a cool costume. Whoa! I'm jumping on a street corner.
No, so I mean, this is another one of those things where I hate to say it. This wasn't interesting news. It was just out there,
And we grabbed it because nobody else was talking about it.
except for a lot of people.
Okay, except a lot of people.
But no, I mean it's interesting to talk about. I mean, we have once again Marvel proves that they can keep a secret. They've shown pictures of this guy interacting, and we have no idea who it is.
Yeah, I mean, really, like, I don't have a lot of idea about the movie. Period. Like,
No.
I feel like that the trailers they've shown, and that's it.
Have
Like,
you watched Ultimate Doctor Strange?
I have not.
Oh, it's good. It's the animated movie. I believe it's on YouTube still, and you can probably find it on
That's
Amazon.
probably illegal.
You can watch it on YouTube. You can buy it on YouTube.
Oh yeah, with YouTube Red, right?
Yeah, or find it on the back channels. But anyway, it's really good. Watch it. It gives you a great idea of who the characters are. So you can go into it knowing a little bit without having to pick up a comic book. Or get on our old friend Comic Storian. I guarantee he has an origin comic video out there.
Yep.
Covering it. And so let's move on from TV news or not TV news. I got ahead of myself. Get ahead of movie news and go to TV news. We're going to stick, speaking of Stephen Amell.
Back to the Amell verse.
Yeah, the Amell verse, as I like to call it. In Arrow, there will be a new vigilante in Star City. It has been reported that Rick Gonzalez, who is in Mr. Robot, which I've not seen. I heard it's good.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either.
But he will be playing the DC vigilante Wild Dog in Arrow Season 5.
Wild Dog.
Now, isn't Wild Dog your favorite DC character?
I have no clue who Wild Dog
Oh,
is.
neither do I, because
Okay.
nobody knows. Here we go again, thinking that we're going to bring in some no-name. This isn't even an
I think it's a
E-list
case
character.
of. I think it's a case of, hey, we ran out of B-list characters. So let's drop down here to a character that showed up some, and people might recognize it. But since not many people know who they are, we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. Okay, so...
And nobody's fighting for it to be on their movie or a TV show.
Yeah, well...
So there you go.
Apparently he had his own ongoing title where he was a mechanic. He uses he uses a gun and a pair of electrified shot gloves.
Ooh.
And he fights crime and urban street crime. He wears a hockey mask, so he looks very similar to Jason from Friday the 13th or Casey Jones, who Stephen Amell actually played in TMNT 2.
Okay.
Convenient, right?
A lot of people have had titles. I don't know that they deserve to be in a TV show. Yep.
No, but so here we are, Star City. They said that this character will be a really reckless, cocky character, and Stephen Amell's Green Arrow will take him under his wing. So this might be the new sidekick character. And I was excited for the idea that we were going to have a season of Arrow on his own. But here we go, building up another team of misfits.
Yeah, I feel like it's a show that kind of thrives off of that team dynamic, though.
Yeah, but
Here's my thing with
feel
Flash and Arrow, though. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it starts out, there's like a couple of people that know who they are, right? Both of them. Like, a couple of people. Next thing you know, like, everybody in the town, it seems like, knows who these people are.
Well, it's like Flash.
Yeah.
Everybody knows who the Flash is.
Yeah, I'm like, man, like, who doesn't know who the Flash is at this point? It's just kind of like, I feel like the secret identities aren't very secret.
Oh,
even
the
though
police chief. The police chief doesn't know who the Flash is.
Yes, true, you're right. But like, it seems like everybody, like in this show, it's like, oh, this episode, this guy finds out. Oh, this episode, this person finds out. Oh, we'll just have Zune tell Wally that it. Like,
yeah, it's
like everybody finds out. Like, I don't understand why they do
It's way
that.
too broad.
Yeah,
It's
I
like-
mean, I just think like if that many people knew who Batman was, like he wouldn't be able to be effective because everybody would know who Batman is.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, sadly, in a sense, a lot of people actually know who Batman is.
yeah, but not like they try to keep it.
Yeah,
like-
he doesn't tell friends. He
Yeah.
tells colleagues
Yeah,
who he
but-
also has dirt on.
Yeah, but like in the Flash, it's like everybody and their cousin. Like,
Oh, no, I
oh,
completely
let's
understand.
see, like a friend comes from Earth 3 or like, I don't know. Like I'm just adding people in here, but like it's like, oh, random character gets added to the show.
No, the
3
Arrow
episodes
Cave
later.
gets rated every single season.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
I mean, like,
bonkers.
I just don't understand why they keep opening up. It's like a new character gets introduced in the Flash. 3 episodes later, they know who the Flash is. Like, that's how it seems to go.
Yeah, well,
We don't even know if this person's trustworthy, but they're gonna know who the Flash
yeah,
is.
they're gonna know exactly who I am. But no, so that's on one side of the the DCW universe. On the other hand is the more recent one, which is Legends of Tomorrow, and they are actually gaining a new member. They will be bringing on Nick Zano, who played who's going to be Dr. Nate Haywood.
Nate Haywood,
Who is the grandson of Henry Haywood, a.k.a. Commander Steel, who's in the JSA. And spoiler alert for those of you who saw the season finale of Legends of Tomorrow, we know at the very end, Our Man comes up and says, hey, I am from the Justice Society of America. So we know that
So maybe that's where they're going with this?
the Legends of Tomorrow will be dealing with the Justice Society.
Huh, interesting.
And so Mr. Haywood here will actually be... I think it's not Captain Steel. It's Citizen Steel. Will be his
makes more
identity,
sense.
and he's supposed to have steel hard skin, and I think
Ooh.
super strength, or at least strength that's beyond the limits of a mortal man.
I wonder if they'll bring Shaq in as Steel.
See, you're joking, but and not as Shaq, but Steel would be a really cool addition to this universe.
I want Shaq to be back.
Supergirl's in it.
Yeah.
It
I
could happen.
remember this side note, but these are the best parts of this show. I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to go see Steel, and I went to see it. And we went to a matinee with my parents, and literally we were the only people in the theater. It was me, my mom, and my dad, and that was it.
And that was the opening day, right?
No, it probably wasn't the opening day. It was probably like the same weekend though. And but I remember like we had to go like to a specific theater because it wasn't on everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, so we had to drive like 20 miles or something, 30 miles, and go see this movie, and we're the only people there.
Yeah, that was a bust.
Yep.
We
should watch that as a bad movie review.
Yeah, we should.
Probably
it was
don't know where I can get it.
We have to find it on Amazon probably. I think
Probably.
Amazon has everything. But just to finish up, so with Citizen Steel joining the Legends of Tomorrow because we've lost Hawkgirl and Hawkman, sadly the weakest parts of the show, we will
Well.
now be gaining Citizen Steel, and it was
Shaq.
announced recently. No, Vixen will be returning.
Yes. Didn't we talk about that last week? I think so.
Yeah.
We mentioned it, I believe.
All right.
But yeah, that is pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm
Because last week we didn't know if it was going to be character or like animated. They just announced that they were going to have.
Oh,
Vixen
we
around.
knew that she's getting season 2 of her animated series, and she's going to be on Legends, and she's going to return to Arrow, I believe. People loved her. I mean, I thought she was a really cool feature of that episode, and the way they translate her powers to the live action scene was really cool.
Yeah. So exciting news. Maybe they're there for tomorrow. Maybe the show will pick up. I mean, I mentioned before, it's a little choppy for me. That's just my thing.
Yeah. Well, I think they'll find their grounds again.
Yep.
But let's talk about the base of it all, comic book news.
Comic book news.
And we don't normally have comic book news. It's kind of iffy on when a
What's
bit of
good?
news comes in. But here we have Dead No More, which is the upcoming Spider-Man storyline. There is actually a teaser for this that was released online, which is a quick GIF, and it's just a bunch of different panels that speed up and has different text and images.
Okay.
So technically, the theory is everything we've known is a lie. Now, I don't want to spoil anything that's going on in the storyline currently, but it's saying that at the end of there was a short story that came out during Free Comic Book Day. At the end of the image, Gwen Stacy shows up. The mainstream Gwen Stacy, who's had her neck snapped.
Yep.
So she will be returning.
It's all a lie.
Yeah,
Is
and
this in the main Spider-Man?
This is in the main Spider-Man story.
Okay.
And so
it will be tied to the Morales story?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Because they're all together now.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
And so with that being said, one of the comments, and Dan Slott, who is a famed Spider-Man writer, is coming back to write, along with the artist Jim Chung. They mentioned that Spider-Man over the last 50 years has created this graveyard of people who, loved ones and friends who got killed because of him.
Yep.
And now you're going to find out that some of those graves might be empty.
Dun dun
So
dun.
here's my question.
Are we going to get to see another death
Well, we're gonna see a death and something really dramatic. But I want to point out two things.
Uncle Ben's alive.
Can you at least let me get to the daggone question? Yes. Do you think Uncle Ben is alive? I think they're going to say yes, he has been. He's been alive.
He
this
was
entire
never
time.
dead. He was actually some villain that somebody. He didn't do anything for 30 years.
Well,
and
yeah.
now he's
Well,
gonna
the
be
thing
the
at
villain.
the end of the animation says conspiracy. So this might be to get this kid to become a superhero or play a role in what we need. We let him think his uncle was dead, and we kept his uncle like in almost like Bucky. We kept him in this
We kept him
cryogenic
frozen.
freeze. Yeah.
We took the bullet out and got him frozen.
And so my next question was, do you think that this is a product of the Gwen hype? Because we have Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen, both of which are really good reads. But do you think that, here comes Gwen Stacy because we have to have her in the mainstream title because people loved her so much?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I could also see it as here's another reason to buy Marvel Comics. Come check this out because something big's going to happen. They like to do those events just to get things to happen.
Yeah.
But sounds exciting. I want to pick those up. I did read the first few titles after the Secret Wars Battle World thing, and they were pretty strong. Been trying to keep up with these Marvel comics as they've been coming out because they've been doing pretty good. So I'm in.
What if at the very end of the comic she goes, Hail Hydra, and the internet blows up? Oh my gosh, she was Hydra the entire time.
What if she's really like, oh my god, this whole time
What if she's a brunette?
I was Uncle Ben,
That would ruin everything.
and I use a transgender bathroom.
Gwen
Dun,
Stacy's
dun.
Ben Stacy.
Ben Stacy, I got it. Crack the code.
Yeah, we just spoiled it for you guys.
I don't think we're right about that, but it would be funny.
It would be. Okay, so we're just gonna move on to video game news. This has been a big topic lately because E3 is going on.
Yep.
We're gonna briefly try to hit as many of these topics as possible, and our first one is the Arkham VR game.
Yes, I saw the virtual reality version, right?
Yeah. So the idea is wear the cowl. It's just like the VR. You put your phone or whatever the device will be, and you can see Gotham through the eyes of Batman. And the teaser for it is actually Mark Hamill as the Joker, narrating this whole thing. It's great.
Yep.
I mean, it's good.
Yep. It looked pretty good.
You don't even need to see it. You just need to listen to it.
I mean, I'm not sold on this VR technology yet, but we'll see.
Oh, you're not?
No. I don't feel like I need this stuff.
Well, keep an eye out for some content that's coming out because we're going to show Travis how cool VR can be. But no, so I'm really excited for it. It's going to come out later this year in October. So most likely it's just going to be a phone app.
Yeah, probably. They probably aren't doing like because I kind of aren't they trying to incorporate that with like the PS4 and stuff?
Yeah.
Because I'm like totally out of this video game like stuff. If it's
no,
not
it's fine.
Nintendo, I don't know about it.
Yeah.
But like I guess it's cool. I mean, they had Virtual Boy back in the day. That didn't work out too well. So we'll see how well it goes with PS4.
We also thought that 3D was terrible, and then the 3DS came out, and it actually works out pretty well. So,
but who uses the 3D on it? Like, you just turn it off.
Oh, you're right.
Because you get sick and a headache.
Turn it
Like,
off.
you get a headache from the 3D. And like, so video games are kind of like the porn industry. They're always looking for the next big thing. So VR is that right now.
Yeah, they are.
Like, yeah, the next big thing. And like, they're just trying to make this like a thing, and I'm not sold on it.
It's gimmicky, but now it's my question. Do you think this is the next level, or is this just a gimmick?
I think it's a gimmick. I think it'll be around for a few years. Like, look at 3D TVs. Are anybody really watching those?
Yeah, my TV out there is a 3D. That's what
watch
we
it
were
on
living
3D?
it
You watch it on 3D?
all the time.
Really? With the
No.
glasses?
No.
Nobody does that. Like, who wants to sit in their house with glasses? You got to be like straight up.
You do every day.
No, I mean like 3D glasses. So then you got to like sit up straight, like, and it's got to be the right direction. You had to spend who knows how much money to get this thing. And then you had to buy the glasses because they didn't include that with the 3D TV. Maybe one pair, but you got 3 friends. So you got to buy them glasses too. Like, no. I can watch my TV on regular flat TV. I don't need fancy, like, I mean, heck, if I had a tube TV, I could watch TV on that. I don't need all this fancy stuff. I'm getting to be old man
Travis here.
Shakes fist, keep off my grass type guy. But technology has gotten too far for me.
Yeah. Hashtag old man Travis.
Yes.
Hitting theaters near you.
Yep.
All right, but let's go on to the next little little bit of Batman video game news. This is why I figured that the VR is going to be a
Gimmick.
It's going to be it's just going to be a phone app because it's coming out so soon in comparison to Batman Telltale.
Telltale. This is the worst title ever.
Telltale. It's going to be, so I'm trying to think of a good example. A lot of like the anime version
Okay.
video games have this look where it's 3D
Anime.
or not 3D, but it's CG looking, but it's also very line driven, like it looks like it's drawn.
Cell shaded.
Yes.
Yes, like the Zelda Wind Waker.
Yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, so this video game, which will tell, it's going to be an episodic kind of video game, and it's going to tell the story of a young kind of starting up Batman. This isn't his origin, but it's a starting up.
Year 1.
I would say year 2 or 3, because at
Year
this point
2.
he has a full Batcave. That's what they want to point out, that he has a full Batcave and a full range of gadgets.
Sweet.
He is feared by both criminals who speak of him as a monster myth, and by the police who want him brought in and aren't past firing on him, although it is hinted that Commissioner Gordon is on his side. The Batman suit is streamlined, invoking Jim Lee's sleeker design, accented with the eerie glowing eyes. So it looks almost like it's brought right out of the comic book.
Okay. We'll see. What system is this supposed to be for?
From what I hear, it's going to be exclusively for the PS4.
Cool.
Yeah. But
I'll come over and play it because I don't have one.
Yeah. Well, the teaser that I saw, apparently there was an actual trailer that went out, and we can see you can see images of it of Batman meeting Catwoman for the first time. But I only saw the teaser, and it's like black ink, and it's moving around making images, but it ultimately forms the bat symbol.
Oh, cool.
But in it, you hear like people talking about Bruce Wayne, and he's this, and that. He's a spoiled, dangerous, reckless, and then you hear like the police talking, and it's he's a monster, he's a criminal, he takes the law in his own hands. What are we used for? The police are there for a reason. So I guess this game is going to very hint evenly on Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Okay,
so that's
cool. I feel like those cops are just complaining because he's taking their job.
They're taking our jobs. But with that being said, it's not an Arkham game. It's the next level. And so my question for this topic was, do you think this is going to flop coming out because it's not Arkham? It's the first real game since the Arkham trilogy.
Yeah. I could see it going either way, really. I mean, a lot of people may be like, oh, it's the next Batman game. They may not care about it being an Arkham game.
Mm-hmm.
But there are those Arkham hardcore, like, oh my God, like there was people like camping out for that.
Yeah.
Like that game was like Call of Duty, but with Batman. Like people were excited about it, waiting for it, trying to get the next thing. And will this drive that same kind of support? I don't know.
I mean, it's spectacular, but it's going to be hard to sell me on a game that might have the Joker as a villain, whereas I could play Arkham Origins, which I loved. Arkham Origins is still one of my favorite games. Even though it wasn't one of the mainstream Arkham games, but it was.
I don't know.
Great.
I feel like this could go either way. I mean, once they release more footage, you'll probably be able to get a better taste of is it going to be worthwhile or not. Yeah. So, I mean, it's still obviously early. They're just talking about it at E3, so it's not like it's coming out tomorrow.
Well, like I mentioned, the Arkham games were so crucial to the video game and superhero video games. And so Spider-Man is actually having a video game that's specifically only going to come out for the PS4. It was revealed at E3 that a trailer for a new Spider-Man game where he has a white logo on and he has some white on his shoes, and it looks freaking amazing.
I did see the photo from that.
Yeah, the photo. Look at the not gameplay, but the little teaser footage that comes out.
Yep.
It's, incredible.
Continue.
Okay, so I was going to say it very much like the Telltale.
We're struggling with that. You guys
It's
should rethink that name.
Yeah.
Just point that out.
Telltale would be kind of cool.
That was a good movie.
But no, so this game will be about a Peter Parker who's not technically new. He knows how to fight big crime. He's fought villains, but he's still trying to balance his
normal life with Spider-Man life.
Yeah, which is basically every Spider-Man movie, game, and comic.
They just got to commit. Just say, I'm Spider-Man. No more halvesies.
Yeah. But so far, this game looks great.
Yeah.
So my question was, could this be the Arkham game for Spider-Man? Because there could be a bunch of trilogies, and also the developer of the game wanted to point out that this game is not based on the movie or related to the movie in the slightest. It's its own thing.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely could be the game that kind of like sets off. Has there really been? There's in modern times there hasn't been like a Marvel game that like took off like Arkham.
No,
No.
I would say that Alliance was close.
Yeah.
And we're talking about superhero games.
I feel like this might be the one for Marvel. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
Aside from the Lego games.
Yeah, maybe they can kind of get into this video game market and kind of stick. I mean, the video game market's not easy now. It's like, there's the reoccurring games every year, Call of Duties,
Assassin's
NFL.
Creed,
Madden, those kind of games. Like the games, it seems like there's these titles that every year they come out with a game, or every couple years they come out with a game, and those are the only titles that like really do a whole lot. And the film just ran out, I think. No, okay, we're good. Sorry. But
still going.
Okay, so, but I don't know. This could be Marvel's chance. It really could.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I will say that back in the day, I did love the Spider-Man game from N64. Taking it way back.
Yeah.
I used to play that game.
You always go back.
Yeah, I used to play that game all the time, like nonstop.
Yeah. Well, like you even said, I'm excited to see what's coming. From what we've seen, we haven't seen gameplay, but it looks fun, and
I had a cool picture. I saw that.
Yeah, and I like the character design. So, fingers crossed. We'll just have to wait.
Yep.
Wait and see. There's no release date yet, but we can assume that'll probably be sometime in 2017, summer or winter. I don't think we're gonna see it early.
Okay.
But let's move on to toy news. There's some fun things going on with NECA.
Yeah. So they announced earlier this week that they will be having a Santa Clark.
Oh.
So if you're a fan of the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation films, they will be releasing an Amigo style action figure based on the like 70s style action figures that are cloth and plastic mixed together. This will be standing about 8 inches and will feature a ton of accessories, including a Santa costume. So if you're a fan of those movies, this is a great way to, kind of have a toy based on those.
How big did you say it was?
About 8 inches.
8 inches.
Yep. So pretty cool. I hear it's going to be releasing later this year. They didn't give a date, so
we'll probably see something about it here in July at not C2E2, SDCC.
Yeah, SDCC. And there's tons of cool stuff, getting ready for SDCC. So hopefully we'll have more news in the next week or so on that as well.
Yeah. But let's since we talked about SDCC,
here we go.
Yeah, here it is. Funko News, which is its own segment.
Funko News.
So they have released the first 2 waves of what the exclusives they're going to have at C2 or STCC. A lot of these will be like the second you get there, they're going to hand them out and then they'll be done. There will be no more.
Yep.
I also believe that we'll have a couple of them shipped out to like Hot Topic like they were last year.
Yeah.
So some of these features, for the Pops at least, will be a Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. There will be a 3 set of the Sexpa Bomb, so it's the band in the movie. There will be a Powerpuff Girls, and this one's going to go fast. It's Bubbles, Buttercup, and Blossom. The designs of these didn't look too good. Like, they looked pretty boring because, I mean, in general, the style of the characters are very simple.
I was like, and they kind of just fit the Funko style. Really.
Yeah.
I want to see the monkey with the brain.
Mojo Jojo?
Yeah, Mojo Jojo.
Unfortunately, it's just the 3 girls.
I know, but I want to see that one. Get on it, Funko.
The one that I really want is a translucent glitter green goblin with a glider.
I saw that. That looked really cool.
So instead of like the platform that the
or the
Star
car,
Wars
or the car.
Oh yeah, or the car.
I feel like it's kind of taking the place of the car, not the platform.
Really?
Like one of the ones with the vehicles that they include. It's like that's his vehicle.
Oh.
That's kind of how I took. That's kind of how I took it, but
it looks big enough to be a vehicle.
Did they announce like a price for that
No,
one? I wonder if it's a little more because of that thing. But
all these are gonna be more.
Yeah, because they're limited.
Then we have Duck Dodgers. There will be a glow in the dark white gamma, and there will be a glow in the dark blue gamma. So both the Duck Dodgers are out there. They're gonna be really cool. There will be Hanna-Barbera's Peter Potamus and So. It'll be a 2-pack, so you get both of those. This is the one that I absolutely want, and it's a Batman v Superman False God variant. So the statue a gray statue, and it has spray painted false god.
That's cool.
Things you could find the mold or the sculpt and the toy somewhere, and then glue it all together and spray paint it. But it looks really cool.
That's cool.
So I really want that one. And then there's also a Deadpool thumbs up figure, and it will be black and white in comparison to the other 7 colors of the rainbow. Then we have Funko Dorbs. There will be Alice Through the Looking Glass. There will be a 4 set. There will be a Dorbs Rides, and it will be Wreck-It Ralph. It'll be Vanellope.
Oh, I saw that one.
Yeah,
that
Vanellope.
I didn't like it. It
Neither
looked
did
a
I.
little. It looked a little too like the globby paint. Like
Yeah.
I could see with quote unquote Funko's past paint problems. I could see an issue with that like glittery, globby looking paint.
I will say their Dorbs are usually on point. They're not as difficult to
but-
paint as the
Well, but that one
Pop
though,
figures.
like that one has a different type of paint. Like it's not the kind of like glossy or
okay.
flat that they usually use. It looks like it's like glittery almost.
Mhm.
And I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it's not paint. Maybe it's just vinyl. I
Yeah.
don't know. But
Well,
see.
here's the final piece of the Dorbs news that I really want, and it is a Tim Burton Batman set, which will feature Bruce Wayne, or not Bruce Wayne, but Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Thank you, Catwoman,
I don't remember.
the Penguin,
Dane DeVito.
yeah, and I mean they look really cool. I mean
What's
they
the-
look
what's
really
the
really
blonde chick's name?
cool. It was
Why are we forgetting this? We're so bad.
it
So it's Batman Returns though.
is Batman Returns.
Sweet. Because I mean, usually when they talk about Tim Burton Batman, they're always focusing on the first one,
Mhm.
not the second one.
Yeah,
because
well,
a lot
Batman
of people
Returns
feel
is
like
it's underrated.
yeah, I feel like a lot of people like to hate on that movie because it's a little weirder than the first one.
Yeah, and there are worse Batman movies.
Yep.
But also I wanted to mention that there will be a reaction figure, and it will be the characters from the Dark Crystal. I don't know
Okay.
specifically which ones because I just didn't care to look. I'll just be
Research,
honest with
people.
you.
Research.
But that's just the first wave. We are bound to get more stuff leading up to July.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this has just come out this week.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see. I mean, it could be not. Maybe we'll get some more Funko news coming soon.
The last bit of Funko news I actually have is that it's the 30th anniversary of Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, and in so Funko is doing a set or a series based on the Dark Knight Returns, featuring a black old man Batman, a blue old man Batman, a classic armored old man Batman, a classic armored old man Batman without the mask, a old man Joker, and a Carrie Kelly Robin.
That's a lot of figures.
There is. I was really surprised they didn't do a Superman or a mutant leader
Oh, that would've
Funko
been
Pop
cool.
figure.
Yeah. Maybe they're saving that for Wave 2.
Yeah, I think they're saving that for Wave 2. So that's actually all the news we have this week.
Yep, that's it. Nothing more. But we have a sponsor.
Yes,
You may
we
have
do.
heard before our video or podcast, if you're listening on iTunes or Stitcher, TenaciousToys.com, your source for designered vinyl, pop vinyl, and original artwork, is now sponsoring Token Nerd Podcast.
Let's give him a hand of applause.
Yeah. We just want to say thank you to Benny over at Tenacious Toys for backing us. We will have some exciting news for future giveaways, so you'll want to check out at Token Nerd on Instagram for the updates on those. But if you're shopping for pop figures, don't forget to use TenaciousToys.com and enter the promo code TOKEN10. That is TOKEN10. And you'll get 10% off your order.
10%. You know what that would do for me? That would save me so much time and energy that I can just order online
Yep.
and walk away with a deal.
Yeah. So make sure to, check it out. It's great that we have a sponsor and great for our giveaways. So if you're a fan of pop,
That's
check
where
out
you gotta go.
TenaciousToys.com.
Not just pops, but like you said, toys in general.
He has a lot of toys from a
collectors.
lot of people. So make sure to head over and check it out. So, but if you just happen to want to keep up with us, make sure to check out our Instagram at token_nerd, Twitter at token_nerd. You can subscribe and like our videos right here on YouTube, so you make sure to get the latest content. If you want to give us a comment, tell us we're doing good, tell us we're doing bad, right here down below. Also, if you want to leave us comments on iTunes or Stitcher, those help us get up further and promoted by iTunes, so that's always good as well. And if you want to leave us a message, or if you want to tell us we're doing a good job, bad job in a more private manner, you can always send us an email to tokennerdpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll read it on a future episode. So still waiting on a first fan mail. we had a bogus first fan mail, but we may read that one next time. So,
Yeah. But that's the fun part. We're up and coming.
That's how we're gonna
exciting
go.
things are coming. Don't worry. Next week we should be having our Women of Power token Funko box opening, and then next month we'll have a Legion of Collectors, and then we'll be having a giveaway, our first sponsored giveaway coming up.
So
yeah, keep up to date with us, because as always, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Travis.
Stay spicy, my friends.